Agents, are you frustrated with Bank of America short sales? Are you sick and tired of working on a file for 90, 120 days, putting hours and hours and hours into it, only to have Bank of America turn it down and go, no, we won't take your short sale? Well, here's what we need to do. We need to petition them to change their short sale process so everybody wins. First off, the investors. I don't know if you know this, but 80% of all of Bank of America's loans are not even owned by them. They're owned by an investor. A lot of those investors are people in Wall Street, even pension funds like CalPERS, the California pension for the state of California government workers. So you've got all these different people who own these loans. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, both of them are owned by Uncle Sam. So even the government, they're handling loans for. You've got lots of other people. And what happens is, when Bank of America does a lousy job for short sale, it's not just Bank of America that loses, it's all the other people. Buyers lose, sellers lose. You lose. I wanted to show you an example today, a clear-cut example of a short sale that got turned down and cost Uncle Sam $182,000. What I'm talking about is a house in Gainesville, Florida. It's located at 600 Northeast 9th Avenue. There was an offer on the table for $385,000. The agent submitted it. They turned it down. Another offer came in 3 or 4 months later for $310,000. They turned that offer down as well. Hey, maybe the house was worth $380,000 or $350,000. That's what they must have thought if they turned these offers down. What happened? So Bank of America foreclosed on the house. They transferred to Fannie Mae, the actual investor. Fannie Mae puts it up for sale. Obviously, Bank of America had thought, oh, this house is worth $385,000 or it's worth $350,000 or it's worth $400,000. Did it sell for that much money? No. Did it even sell for maybe $300,000, just a little bit less than that second offer? No, it didn't sell for that much. Did it sell for $280,000? No. Maybe $250,000? No. The house ended up selling for over $150,000 less than the original offer on the house. That's a huge loss. And as you can see, Fannie Mae lost a lot of money because this short sale was just turned down and arbitrarily rejected for who knows what reason. I was not involved in this short sale, so I don't know, but it looks to me like they should have jumped on that $385,000 offer. Here's another example. There is a house in my hometown. I drive past this house every single day on my way to and from work. Bank of America foreclosed on this house in February of 2009. They still haven't even winterized the house. They haven't, locked any of the doors. Anybody can walk right through the house. And worst of all, they haven't even put it up for sale. 11 months sitting there, wide open. Property values are dropping. All this other stuff. So, I do know that Bank of America is the servicer for this loan. I know that because I talked to Ann Raftery in Simi Valley, California. She confirmed that. Look at these pictures. These houses in foreclosure. These are not short sales. These are houses people leave, abandon. They don't try to do a short sale. And look at them. They get trashed. And that's what happens. Banks turn down short sales. The houses, nobody's there to keep them up. People throw rocks through the windows. The grass gets really long. All these other problems. And so here's the thing. On the house that Bank of America has not yet put up for sale, the property market here in Florida has dropped by 19% over the last year. So over the last 11 months, this house, was worth about $145,000 when they first foreclosed on it, has dropped by about $25,000 in market value. That's a lot of money, isn't it? Also, it's wide open. The doors are unlocked. You can walk in. The windows are not that well closed. Let's say that the repairs might cost $4,200. And if I give you pictures of the house, you might think there actually be more than that. Also, interest. They could have, sold this house, taken that money, and lent it to somebody else so they could buy a house. Did that happen? No. Instead, they just leave it sitting there, not getting any, interest out of it. But if they had went and loaned that money to somebody else and earned maybe 6%, that's kind of typical for a mortgage, they would have made $8,000. Instead, they've lost that potential income. Also, they are paying the property taxes, $2,700 in property taxes. That brings our grand total to $39,791.42. That's a lot of money for Bank of America to be losing somebody just because they don't have enough staff and they're negligent. Don't you agree? I mean, $39,000 is enough. You can hire on 1 or 2 people to do work, to make sure these things don't happen. The other thing is when Bank of America arbitrarily just rejects short sales, the sellers lose. They lose a chance to get a job in today's tough job market. Their credit gets shot. They can't buy another house for 5 to 7 years, and that hurts the housing market because not as many people can buy houses. So the sellers really lose when a short sale gets turned down. But these banks don't care. The other thing is the buyers lose. They're not able to buy a house that they like or that they fell in love with. So if you're an agent or a home seller or a buyer or just someone that's concerned, sign up on this website. Let's get some change. Let's petition them to change the process and start doing a better job in short sales so everybody wins. Uncle Sam wins. The California Pension Fund wins. So everybody wins, and we stop doing these crazy things and letting houses get destroyed and going, nobody's taking care of them.